Lay it out there for us. What do you got? What's burning inside Dubs' chest?
First off, fuck Joey Votto.
Ooh.
How do you bat flip a walk, sir? And then he's talking shit. Like, go make a TikTok. Do whatever you do. Just go make a TikTok. And like, you mean to tell me that Hunter Strickland didn't just like, oh, I accidentally hit him? Coming from a guy that's known to do that, and all of a sudden found his location. You kidding me?
Yeah, that hit was definitely payback. There's no way around it. Like, Wisdom knew. There's a reason Wisdom just stared at him for.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Ross got his money.
You know what? Okay, thank you. See, this is rolled exactly the way I was hoping, because Ross going off tonight, honestly, got like. This is my little like analytical take on Ross going out there and arguing, because people are like, oh, first off, baseball being the only sport you can argue with the refs and umps like that is cool, by the way. Because like any other sport, that's like a fine and a suspension. And in baseball, you just take a shower early. That's all it is. But two, the team responded after Ross did that.
They did.
Like, they had that late rally. They had a chance late in the game. And I think that's what he wanted. I think he saw they were down. Kyle got beat up a little bit. Wasn't as crisp as I think people were hoping him to be. The bats were a little colder tonight. Maybe it was, that we saw this against Pittsburgh too. Like, they burn all their runs in the first two games and then like they sputter in the third game. But like, they actually responded. And so I'm happy Ross got his money's worth. He wanted to fire the boys up. That had meaning.
Oh, yeah.
That was strategic. Like, all right, let's get the boys fired up. Andy's got this for the rest of the game. I love too that they were talking how like good friends they are, because that's totally that moment where like Ross is in the dugout and he looks over at Andy. He goes, "You got the rest of the game?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "I'm going out there."
As he's standing on his cooler.
Just going ape. Like, he's whispering down to him. He's like, "You got the boys, right? Okay, cool. I'm going out there," and just goes. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to get your take on it too, because that was a great moment tonight.
Oh yeah, it was. It definitely, like you said, I think it fired up the team, because you get Rivas with the walk, and then you get Nick like Wilson flies out, and that I honestly wanted Wilson to hit that out and bat flip it larger than what he did against the White Sox. I wanted him to chuck it in the stands.
I was going to say, I hope the bat goes as far as the ball does. Like,
right. Exactly.
Just send it. Yeah, man. I mean, it was exciting. Like, they had a shot. They didn't play the best. Obviously, there was no hits since the second inning before that late rally there. Like, that's not great. That's not going to play. It's not going to win you games. But maybe some of that momentum carries over too, because it is a short turnaround, and we're going to talk about that before it's all said and done here. But it's a very short turnaround for tomorrow's game. Like, I mean, there might legitimately, if you're off tomorrow, like if you have a weird schedule and you're off on Thursdays, or you're off for the holiday weekend, like myself,
nice.
You might not be waking up until the game starts at 11:30. Like, that's just a very real thing. So I love the move, though. I'm glad you were on board with it too. Like, it's fun, especially in a loss. At least it was like something to like, it almost fired the fans up a little bit too. I was like, okay,
exactly.
You get a little,
now it gives you something for tomorrow, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen tomorrow?
Right. Yes, there is some like tensions will be a little higher tomorrow. Like, does Justin Steele strike somebody out and do like what he did when he got off the mound against the Dodgers and just let's go and just get fired up? Like, does he come out with 4 chains? That's a shout out for Cub Rachel as well, because we were discussing that on the one Friday episode. But like, does he come out with extra swagger tomorrow? Like, again, does that put a pep in the step that like that's the manager's job in baseball, right? Like, there's some strategy to it, obviously, but like ultimately at the end of the day, you have to rally. In today's game, 26 men to come together as a team, right? And there's different ways of doing it, right? We've seen it with every coach, but like sometimes as a manager, especially in the sport of baseball, where you can get away with arguing an ump, just let him have it. And he let him have it tonight, like you said. Like, he got his money's worth. It wasn't just like come out there, get tossed, bitch for a minute, go sit down. It was like, I'm gonna get into it with the next ump that comes over. Like he just kept going. Like I think the second ump like smiled at him at one point because he even thought it was starting to get funny, like knowing that he's just out there getting his money's worth.
Oh yeah,
there was like a small smirk, and then he went
just
back
like
to
bring me all of you. I want
he's
all.
like he said something to his, and like Ross at the top of his lungs, he's like yes, yes, yes. Like I love that. I enjoyed it. That actually gave me a good pop. I was actually laughing as that was occurring. So